Have you ever been thrown forward when a car stops so fast your coffee flies? Felt a rocket roar and wondered how it pushes itself into the void of space? Or tried to nudge a truck and realized your muscles are suddenly outmatched? You don't need a lab coat to answer these questions. The reason is elegant, surprising, and starts with one man. Over 3 centuries ago, Isaac Newton wrote 3 simple rules that explain why things move the way they do. Today you're going to meet those rules, up close, in motion, and in everyday life. Stick with me, and you'll see that Newton's laws aren't dusty textbook lines. They're the hidden script that runs your world. Picture England in the 1600s, candlelight, quill pens, and a world full of questions. Isaac Newton was born in 1643 into that world. He was quiet, observant, someone who noticed the little things everyone else walked past. One afternoon, as the story goes, he watched an apple fall. That ordinary fall made him ask an extraordinary question. Why do things always fall downward? It was a single moment of curiosity, and that question opened a door. Newton didn't stop at apples. He tested, imagined, and wrote. From those tests came 3 laws that would explain not just falling fruit, but planets, pistons, and people. These rules became the foundation for everything that moves, from carts and cars to rockets and orbits. Let's begin with the first, the law of inertia. Sounds formal, but it's simpler than it looks. Things don't change their motion unless something makes them. If an object is still, it prefers to stay still. If it's moving, it prefers to keep moving. That stubborn resistance to change is called inertia. You know the feeling. You're in a car, cruising, and then, screech, the driver hits the brakes. Your body pitches forward. Why? Because your body was part of the motion. It wanted to keep going. The seatbelt? That's the external force that stops you. Without it, your inertia would carry you right through the windshield. Or think of the classic tablecloth trick. The magician yanks the cloth, and the plates barely budge. The plates resist the quick change. Pull slow and they move. Pull fast, and inertia saves the day. Small principle, dramatic result. Inertia explains so much. Why it's hard to start pushing a heavy object, why a bicycle keeps rolling after you stop pedaling, and why your suitcase resists being shoved across a crowded floor. But if things resist change, how do they change at all? How much force is needed to alter motion? That's where the second law enters the scene. Newton's second law is the math behind motion. Force equals mass times acceleration. If you want something to speed up, you need to apply force. If that thing is heavy, meaning more mass, you need more force to get the same acceleration. You've felt this one in your hands. An empty shopping cart is a breeze. Fill it with cans and suddenly your arms are working overtime. The loads are the same carts, the mass is different. That's why the same push yields different results. Tap a football and it rolls slowly. Kick it hard and it rockets away. Same ball, different force, different acceleration. The second law tells us quantitatively how much. Double the force and, if mass stays the same, you'll double the acceleration. Engineers use this law all the time, to tune race cars, design airplane wings, or calculate rocket thrust. Even video games use F equals m times A to make movement feel believable. The second law connects intention, how hard you push, to outcome, how fast something speeds up. Quick question for your brain. Which is harder to push, a bicycle or a truck? If you said the truck, you're thinking like Newton. More mass means you need more force to change its motion. This is the one that sounds almost poetic. Every push creates a counter push. The forces come in pairs. When you act on something, it acts right back on you with the same strength in the opposite direction. Blow up a balloon and let it go. The air rushes out backward, and the balloon shoots forward. The balloon didn't need air to push against. It needed nothing but the reaction of the air leaving it. That backward rush of air is the action. The balloon's forward motion is the reaction. Even walking is a dance of action and reaction. You press your foot against the ground, pushing it back. The ground responds by pushing you forward. Without that pushback, like walking on a perfectly frictionless surface, you'd slip and not move forward at all. Rockets seem like magic when you watch them pierce the sky. But it's third law physics. A rocket burns fuel, creating hot exhaust gases that rush downward at high speed. That downward expulsion is the action. The rocket's lift upward is the reaction. This works even in the vacuum of space because the rocket doesn't push on air, it pushes on its own expelled gases. So when someone says, how do rockets move in space where there's nothing to push against? The answer is, they push against the stuff they create themselves. No outside air needed. Let's stitch these rules into a single moment, Kicking a football. The ball sits still until your foot applies a force. Without that push, it would keep sitting there indefinitely. How hard you kick, how much force, is what decides how fast that ball accelerates away. A gentle kick sends it rolling, a powerful strike sends it flying. When your foot hits the ball pushes back. You might feel an ache in your toe. There's the reaction force, equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Every time you move, spin, throw, or crash, these laws are at play, together, constant, and predictable. They're not separate tricks. They're a toolkit you use whether you're on the playground or in a physics lab. Newton's laws are more than equations on a page. They're the invisible choreography behind a world in motion. They explain why your coffee spills when you brake, why rockets soar into darkness, why a loaded cart needs a stronger push, and why you can walk at all. These laws connect the small with the vast. From the falling apple to the orbiting planets, the same ideas apply. That's the beauty of science. A simple principle can explain an enormous range of phenomena. So next time you ride a bike, sit in a car, or marvel at a rocket, remember, you're living inside Newton's laws. They're not just academic, they're the rules that let you move, explore, and understand the world. If this sparked your curiosity, drop a comment below. Which of Newton's laws surprised you the most? Hit like if you learned something new, and subscribe for more stories where science explains the everyday. See you in the next one, where another simple question leads to big answers.